Well, hello there. Today we're talking about lesson 4.2, and that's exponents. And I've got a friend here. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello.
That's Zach. And so anyway, exponents is kind of a review, so this is not going to be hopefully a very long video. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about how when we have repeated multiplication, like 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. We could write it like that, but a much easier way to write it is write it as 3 to the 4th power. Okay? Now when we do this, the bottom number is called the base, the one that was getting multiplied over and over again. And the number up here is obviously called what, Zach? Let's see. That's the base,
exponent.
and that's the exponent, right? Now some people say this wrong, because the way you read this is 3 to the 4th power. So a lot of people think the 4 is a power. It's not. So the 3 is the base, the 4 is the exponent. The base is the number that happens over and over, and the exponent tells you how many times it happens. And I don't know why exponent is not legible, so let me try that again.
Stylus.
Well, my screen is sticky today. Exponent. Now, the reason people get this confused is this entire thing together is called a power. So when we take a base and we raise it to an exponent, that whole thing is a power. Now, if you actually have to evaluate this, you actually have to multiply 3 times 3, which would be 9. Okay? Then times 3 would give us 27. And then times the final 3 will equal 81. So for smaller numbers, we can actually, just by doing the multiplication, we can actually evaluate the power. So base to the exponent. All right, now the reason we're doing this, we just did divisibility rules in the previous lesson. And the reason we're doing this is what we're going to be doing coming up is we're going to be talking about greatest common factor and least common multiple and things that involve factorizations. And so we use exponents in them. Another place we use exponents is in PEMDAS. So when we write out PEMDAS,
Please eat
okay,
my dirty athletic socks.
you could do that, or you can please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
But
the E stands for exponents, and so basically that comes right after parentheses, but before multiplication division. Now, a couple tricky things that you'll see with exponents. Suppose I take negative 2 to the 2nd power. Well, that means exactly what you think it is. It's negative 2, the whole thing in parentheses is the base. So it means negative 2 times negative 2, and that comes out to be 4. But if I don't put the parentheses and I write negative 2 to the 2nd power, it turns out that negatives get attached to numbers with multiplication. So that really means negative 1 times 2, the opposite of 2. It's treated like multiplication. So what happens in this one is actually the exponent will actually happen before the negative sign. So what this really means is a negative and then 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and so this comes out to be negative 4. So basically the difference between these two is the parentheses. So when you have a negative number raised to a power, unless there's parentheses, the negative is just floating out front. If there's parentheses around it, then the whole negative 2 is the base. So that's probably one of the trickiest things, and it comes out of this order of operations. Okay? And so that's probably one of the few things that will trip people up. The other big use for exponents is suppose I do the prime factorization of something like 124. Okay? And so 124 is 2 times 62, and 62 is 2 times 31. Oh. I guess that didn't break down as far as I thought it would. Anyway, you could write the prime factorization as 2 times 31, but it's easier to use exponents, so you write 2 to the 2nd power, meaning 2 2's, times 31, and that's the prime factorization. So that's kind of why we're introducing exponents right here. Again, this should be a pretty straightforward and smooth lesson. So I don't really think we have a whole lot more to add. Other than that, remember order of operations. So remember parentheses outrank exponents, but exponents outrank multiplication and also negative signs. All right, so that's going to be all we're going to do for right now. So this is Mr. Gunn and Zach signing off. And let's go ahead and put our picture in here. There we go. Smiling faces.
Dumb.
Oh, no, you don't. You just look a little bit dazed.
As usual.
All right, everybody. So thanks for watching, and have a good night, and we'll practice with exponents tomorrow in class.
Goodbye.
Bye.